Hey everybody, just kind of finished my workout. I'm in the sauna doing my sauna thing, and I'm just thinking. There's nobody here but me. Thinking. I'm listening to, my sister's Transparent Tuesday. Listening to conversations that I've had with people, that I know this week, and man, I'm telling y'all, this is so easy to be discouraged in this thing. It's so easy to just want to have that give up. It's so easy to then look at somebody else who's exhausted and say, well, I guess they're giving up, or I don't want to be like this. It's so easy. And this is one of them things that's across the board. This is in your walk with God. This is in your fitness journey. This is in relationships. This is everything. Everybody, it seems like we're so frustrated and confused right now. And it really hurts my heart. Like, anybody that really knows me knows I have a heart that I consider to be too big. I consider everybody's feelings. I consider everybody's emotions. I feel things. That's one of the gifts God gave me. I really can feel and sympathize and empathize and put myself in people's shoes, and I see things from different perspectives. And it's a blessing, and sometimes it's a frustration because the world can be so big. I don't want you guys to be confused between stagnant and standing. There's a big difference. And when you're on the outside of a situation, when you're outside of the thing looking in, people can look stagnant instead of standing on what God said. And if God tells you to stand, then stand. Don't you move, don't you flinch. You stand and you do what you're supposed to do, and you follow His instructions, and you do what the Lord has told you. If you're stagnant, you're producing no fruit. You're beginning to become infected. You're beginning to be sick. And when you're standing, you're still producing fruit. People around you are still blossoming. People around you are still being blessed because you're in the will of God. So don't be confused and feel that you're stagnant. The enemy tried to throw that in my mind and throw that at people around me. It's not being stagnant. It's surrendering and being where God told me to be and standing on that. So something I want to tell y'all also, if you really, really, truly desire to be in the will of God, prepare yourself to be uncomfortable. Prepare yourself to be frustrated, to be in certain levels of pain, to be in certain areas where people don't understand you. What God has called and for you and your walk and relationship and His vision for you is not for nobody else. They're not going to understand it. It's not going to make sense to them. It's not going to be logical to them. Your tiredness and your pain is going to seem like losing to them, when really it's not. God is growing you. God is pruning you. God is stretching. He's creating you and putting you in a place that He can get the best out of you, because you really don't know what's in you until you've been pressed or stretched. Kind of like, when they talk about olive oil and how great a pressing and how, rough it is and what it takes to squeeze out that pure olive oil. And that's a situation that you can be in. And it's not necessarily you being punished. It's not necessarily that you're not doing the right things. God is pulling out of you the best of you. And allow that process to take its course. Continue to stay faithful to Him in the midst of it. Don't be, frustrated and give up and quit and all of that because of situations or what's going on, or what seems like it's going on physically on the outside. Don't pay attention to what it looks like with your natural eye, but filter your experience and what's going on through your spirit, because that's what God's beginning to change. But do know that as He's dropping those seeds in your spirit, you have to work that thing out. The Bible says work out your soul's salvation, right? That's something that you have to do. It changes the behavior, habitual acts of yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord, over and over and over. Every day, every situation you're in is a chance, it's a choice. And you have to continue to say yes, Lord. And when it's uncomfortable, it's yes, Lord. When it's wonderful, it's yes, Lord. But continue to have your answer be yes, I would, liken it to when I was a kid. There would be points where I would be somewhere with my mother, my father, and they say, stand right there and don't move. They could walk around that store. They could do whatever but I didn't move. I didn't touch anything. And it wasn't a punishment, per se, but I was disciplined enough to stand there until they got back. It wasn't fun. Sometimes you see people playing or doing things and you wanted to go, but you didn't do it. And it was an obedience thing. It was a choice to be obedient. And that's kind of when God says stand somewhere, that's your choice to be obedient. It's not your parents with me. Some kids are like, why are you standing here? And people don't understand what's going on. And it could just be, they said so. And some of our yeses, just because God said so. Until, he may reveal in time, or he may not reveal in time his full plan or why you had to go through things you went through. But your obedience is what matters. So continue to be obedient. Try to be in God's will. That's like my heart's desire, just to be in the will of God. And if you're one of those people, man, stand. Be encouraged. You're not by yourself. Even though it feels like it, I will always say, since I feel like that alien, like everybody's doing what they want to do, and not caring, no concern. And I'm concerned about everything. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells while everybody's just tiptoeing and running off and doing whatever they want. But it's not so. Don't let the enemy deceive you. Be encouraged. If you're in the will of God, continue to strive. Stand and be strong. Don't let the enemy discourage you. Don't let him take away your joy. Don't let what looks like around you discourage you. So that's all I had to say. I pray that it encouraged somebody. You're not stagnant, you're standing. Don't you give up. Don't you move. Don't you surrender. Don't you budge. Be strong in your faith. Be confident in what God told you. We are powerful as Christians. We not no slouches. We ain't no pushovers. We ain't no bums. We are powerful, mighty warriors. Don't forget that. All right? God bless y'all.